Ladies and gentlemen, it is a beautiful day today here in Atlanta, Georgia, and today we found Marathon Coach 1210. This is a very rare floor plan with 5 bunks and a Murphy bed. This coach is not only for sale, but also in the rental pool here at Goss RV, and today I'm really excited to be hanging out with the team at Goss. Tyler, how you doing today,
Andrew,
sir?
doing great, welcome.
It's an honor to be here. I've been following Goss for a long time. You guys have an incredible reputation in the highline motor coach industry. What do you do at Goss, and what's the story with this coach?
Yeah, Andrew, well, welcome again. We love having you in Atlanta. Thanks for coming to the office. We're thrilled to have you here. So my role is VP of Sales and Marketing. So I oversee all of our efforts as it relates to the owners that we have in our owner fleet, as it relates to sales of the coaches, and the rentals, which really is our primary function in renting fantastic buses like this Prevost Marathon.
Now, a lot of people have been asking me about renting these high-level coaches, the Prevost Marathon coaches, and Goss is the only company in the world that I'm aware of that deals in renting this level of coach. I'd like to ask you more questions about the price of this coach, renting it, but it is currently for sale.
The owner of this coach currently rented from us for a number of times. He ended up purchasing this coach, but he kept it in our rental fleet. So this is currently in our rental fleet, but it's also for sale. So it's a really cool story of somebody that's really come full circle with us, rented, now owned, and might be moving on to an additional coach.
A newer marathon.
Absolutely.
From what I heard.
Absolutely.
So do you think we could show the folks on YouTube around this coach?
Love to. Let's do it.
Let's open up these bays. Now this is a double slide H3. I always like to point out the height of these slide rooms. And before we open these bays, I've got to point out this paint job. Some really cool ghosting effects in the paint. You've got white metallics with like a pearl metallic. A lot of cool stuff going on. I don't know how much of that's getting caught by the camera. You see a slight fade in one of these stripes. Really a stunning paint job. Now, a lot going on in these bays, but this is something super cool. There's a golf cart inside of this bay. What is the story with that?
So Andrew, this coach is one of a kind. We'll talk about the floor plan in a minute. It's unique in itself, but this is the only coach I've seen that has a custom paint job matching golf cart. So you wheel this out when you get to your RV park, and you're the hit of the RV park. It's fantastic.
Because these bays are so big on the H3 Prevost, this is the only motor coach that I'm aware of that has a bay big enough in the United States. I know in Europe they do some stuff with the cars, but the height of this bay allows that golf cart, where I don't know of any other motor coaches here in the States that does that. And that'll definitely come in handy when you're out at the racetrack or out having a good time. Is that included in the rental, or how does that work when someone rents this coach?
It is, Andrew. That's a huge draw, right, folks? Depending on if they're going to a sit-still event, a race, it's a huge asset for them to run around the racetrack or to run around the RV park. So it's really easy to assemble. We've got the tracks in here, pop those in, pull it down, put the seat backs on, you're good to go. It's fantastic.
That is really cool. When folks rent these coaches, are they driving the coach themselves, or do you have drivers, or how do all the logistics of the rentals work?
Yeah, that's a great question, Andrew, and one we get oftentimes when we're talking to clients, right? So I think it's important to understand with Prevost Marathons, and we rent a host of coaches. Most are Prevost Marathons. We do have a few production coaches where clients can drive themselves, but generally with this size bus, we require a driver. For the most part, these are privately owned coaches, so we have a big group of professional coach operators that we typically bring on a trip with clients.
I definitely respect that. It's a very complex machine, so a lot of value in having a professional operate this machine. Now, I don't know how crazy you get with the concierge butler type service, but when I was up at Polson Motor Coach Resort a couple summers ago, I saw a Marathon coach rental, and I saw the driver bringing the gal coffee in the morning. She was getting the full butler style treatment.
Absolutely.
Is that something you offer, or how does that work?
It is, and that's part of the reason we like to require a driver on these types of buses, is because our goal is to deliver that level of service, right? So it's white glove. We want to treat folks the way we would choose to be treated, and we want to handle every aspect of them. We're in the business of renting these coaches, but we're also in the experience business. There are some items that you have to manage on a coach. Any coach owner understands that, but for our clients, we really want to take that hassle and that worry out of the equation. If they're going to a national park, if they're going to a race, we want them to fully immerse themselves in that event and enjoy it, right? And not have to worry about some of the things that you have to do to manage a coach. So that's a big part of what we do.
Would the driver just get a hotel room off site then and kind of commute in?
So that's generally what happens. We usually throw a tow car, but we've got a host of tow cars from Jeeps to Suburbans, depending on your size group. If the client needs the tow car, they can certainly use it as well. But at night, we'll get the clients set up at the RV park, the racetrack, wherever wherever they are. Driver will grab the tow car, head to their hotel, and leave the coach to the family or the client for the night.
Yeah, really awesome.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of questions I want to ask you, but let's keep walking through this coach here. Now behind the golf cart bay is that big 20 kW generator on airbags. A lot of power there to run the coach. And then the next bay back here is going to be those huge Xantrax inverters. This Marathon coach has so much equipment. You might even be able to run the AC units off of these inverters.
That's my understanding. Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of heavy duty equipment, and I love how Marathon coach finishes everything out with all the clear labels on the inverter disconnects. The Marathon plumbing bay there too. Really sharp how they finish that out.
You know, Marathon for us, it's been a long time relationship. We go back 20 years with Marathon. Goss RV's been around for 22. It's a great partner with whom we love working. Certainly love everybody in the industry, but it's been a long time partner for us, so we're big fans of Prevost Marathon.
Marathon coach has an incredible reputation in the industry. Do you only work with Marathon coaches, or do you work with other high-end RVs? Or
Yes, absolutely, Andrew. I mean, I think our goal at the end of the day is to deliver the very best experience we can to clients. That's worked very well with Marathon Coach, but I think there are fantastic coach companies. We've got Newell, Featherlight, Liberty, there's a whole host of them, and we'd welcome bringing those into the fleet. I think for the clients, they want the best experience possible, and there are some fantastic coaches, Marathon and otherwise, out there.
And I want to talk about that more because owners can put their coach in your rental fleet and get a kickback. So if someone has a high dollar coach that's just sitting collecting dust, it'd be beneficial to put it in your hands and start bringing in some revenue on it.
They absolutely should. They absolutely should. So that's a big part of our business, right? The lion's share of our business is rentals, renting these types of coaches, but we choose to work with some of the very best owners of these coaches in the country. So we're always looking for new folks. And obviously we've got a set of requirements. It's got to be a fantastic Class A diesel pusher, Marathon, similar type coach, but they can earn upwards of 10% of the value of their coach in annual income. And so the expectation we like to set with owners is, number one, we'll take care of the coach, we'll service the coach. So instead of it sitting around and collecting dust and not rolling, we know some of the challenges that come with coaches when they're not moving and not rolling. Let's keep it rolling, keep it taken care of, and earn some income in the process.
And you've been doing this for a long time, so I'm sure there's a lot of lessons that you've learned how to make it work for everybody. I mean, a lot of these owners have had coaches in your fleet for a long time. Do you know, like, how long do folks normally keep their coaches in your fleet?
We have folks that will be in the fleet for many, many years, and what they'll do is they'll end up upgrading, right? So they might buy a 2014 like this one, and then they end up upgrading to a 17 or 18, and then they sell that one in a few years. All the while, those coaches are always in our rental fleet.
Yeah,
so it's a great process.
Yeah, and then a great way to just offset your costs. Ownership of these can get pretty expensive, so I like that option to offset the cost. But let's keep taking a look at this coach.
Absolutely.
I'm excited to see the interior. And this first bay is a full pass-through storage bay with a lot of the electronic components. So if you want to bring a lot of stuff with, you do have that storage there.
Absolutely.
So I know you guys see a lot of Marathon coaches, but I don't see as many, and I love this styling. Just a beautiful grille there, and then it kind of matches the front of the coach up top there, the way that front cap all ties together. Marathon coach does a great job with that. And then all the details like the doorbell camera, and they bring that pinstripe through the door camera. Got side cameras around the coach, a lot of equipment here. Now here's the other side of that full pass-through bay. I love these Marathon coach lawn chairs here with that Marathon coach embroidery, lots of little details.
Absolutely.
And then a little outside Samsung TV with a pull-out cooler, nice little entertainment area. And I love how Marathon coach finishes out this wet bay. This bay is gonna house the big holding tanks, your fresh and black water holding tanks, but they've got this face with like almost a turned aluminum look, and then this little door there to access your water panels, your manifold system. Really nicely finished out, but I think the folks want to see inside. Do you think we can take a look inside?
Let's do it.
Sounds good. Tyler, this is a nice coach inside. I love these colors. What's the story inside of this coach here?
So Andrew, this is an incredible coach. This is one of a kind, right?
Yes, sir.
So we saw the golf cart. I think with the layout of this coach, it accommodates huge groups, bigger groups than I've seen cram into a Prevost Marathon.
Yeah, this couch over here can definitely fit at least 4 people comfortably. Another 3 up there. Lots of booth seating. Now, does this front seating up here turn into sleeping at all?
It does. It does, absolutely. We've had groups as big as 10 plus
Wow.
in this coach. So you can fit a large group in this coach.
Let's check it out a little bit. bit here. One of the things that's really catching my eye that the camera doesn't agree with, but these lights up in the ceiling and then the accent lighting here. A lot of cool lighting in this coach.
You know, it just creates a cool ambiance. You can tone it down, you can tone it up depending upon your group. If you're having a party, if you're trying to go to sleep, you can set it to whatever you want to do.
Not only do these valances have that cool, I don't know, it's almost like an ice texture with the backlit, just a really cool surface, but then on the table here, they have that same surface. Definitely a party vibe in this coach, but can we open up these cabinets and look at some of the storage? In these cabinets, everything is super clean, lots of storage in this coach, and then it looks like you have all of the glassware already set. So Goss stages these coaches for the rentals, or how does that work?
We've got everything you need, Andrew. We've got dishes, we've got linens, everything you need that you would expect at a 5-star hotel.
So you're making it easy for the end user. Now, when I'm opening these cabinets, this is one of the cleanest 2014 coaches I've seen inside these interiors. And this coach being in the rental pool, how do you upkeep this coach, and what is the care that this coach receives to keep it in this clean condition?
Yeah, the care of these coaches is really of the utmost importance to us, right? We've got to take care of our owners. These are privately owned coaches in most cases, so we've got to do our very best to take care of these coaches. This 2014, you'll notice it looks more like a 2020,
yes,
right,
sir,
in terms of its condition. So we've got a whole maintenance and service program that we put these buses on. We've got our team taking care of them. They get regular maintenance, regular service, and our goal also is not to rent these coaches out every week. Right? So generally 5 to 8 rentals a year is really all we're looking to do. So we're not a volume player. We're really looking to take care of these coaches for both the owner and for any renters that come into these vehicles.
Yeah, definitely a very high-end service. And I know that the owners of these vehicles have the highest of standards. So I can imagine they probably hold you to a pretty high standard.
Pretty particular. And we like it that way. They should expect that, and that's the service that we deliver to them.
Well, and a lot of those owners have been coming back for years and years. So it definitely says something about how you take care of them. Beautiful warm colors in this coach. I like the light color countertop. Looks like it's got a built-in coffee maker. And I always like just opening up these drawers, and you can really feel that quality. And then they've got those little Marathon Coach logos stamped on the inside of the drawers. All those little high-end details that Marathon Coach does really sets them apart. And then you've got your Miele cooktop, and then that same solid surface for your sink cover. And this is something cool that I haven't seen in a lot of coaches, a different color sink here. Very large sink, very livable coach. This is normally going to be where your dishwasher is, but a big deep storage area here and more drawer space. But I think the folks want to see what's going on in the back of the coach here, because there's a lot of cool stuff. But I do have to point out, really cool little art recess. Is there limitations to how far these coaches can go? Where does Goss service?
So we service the US and Canada. So we have, most of our trips originate in the States, but we oftentimes have coaches that will go into Canada to go to national parks or different areas.
Now, what about seasons? If someone wants to go snow skiing or come hang out on the beach in Florida?
Got you covered. We can deliver a coach wherever and whenever you want. So you select the coach, we'll work with you to find the dates, and we'll get it to wherever you want to go.
If you want to go to Breckenridge, go up to Tiger Run in the middle of winter and go hit the slopes, Goss has you covered?
We got you covered.
I like
we'll send
that.
a driver, we'll send a coach for you.
And I can imagine the different uses that folks have for these motorhomes. What are some of the more interesting rental uses that you can recall?
So we've seen everything from concerts, festivals, events, auto races. More recently, we've seen a lot of corporations that are renting them for green rooms. So maybe it's a Hollywood event, maybe it's entertaining clients. So there's a whole host of reasons, and I don't think any one client for us is alike.
Yeah, it's like having a luxury 5-star resort wherever you go. Now this refrigerator face, a lot of little details I get excited about on these coaches. The way that this has like an inlay here that's backlit really gives it a nice look. And then little latches for your freezer drawers there. Very industrial style refrigerator, but coming into the middle of the coach is where it gets exciting here. You do have a washer dryer here. Now if someone rents this coach and they have a driver like we talked about, can the driver find a local dry cleaners if they need or help with laundry at all?
They sure can. Whatever the client needs, Andrew, we'll take care of them.
I like that. If you can say yes, you will.
We will, absolutely.
Now this is a bath and a half coach too.
It is.
Very rare coach, a bunk bath and a half Marathon coach with a Murphy bed. bed. You guys got to check this out. So you've got your half bathroom close to the front of the coach. I like that. Easy access for the bunks right here. Again, that really cool backsplash that's underlit. Really cool style bowl sink here. All the little details that Marathon Coach does. Like, there is a vent with the fan here, but you wouldn't even be able to tell because it's got this embossed leather kind of wrapped around this ceiling piece here that just gives it such a nice aesthetic look. Coming into the middle of the coach here, I have never seen a floor plan like this. What's going on here?
Yeah, again, most unique coach that I've seen, Andrew. So you've got 3 bunks on this side. You technically have 2 bunks over here, but we also have a desk. So a lot of our renters and even the owner has used this to work out of. So he's worked from the road, particularly over COVID. So this has been a great workspace that you can access this desk, or you can drop another bunk down.
Can we see how that kind of folds out? I'm
check it out
here. Yeah, nice little desk area. And then is there a chair that we'll pull up in here?
We use one of the stools from the front. We pop it in there. Perfect workstation.
And then this can also turn into another bunk, so you'll have 5 bunks total?
It can. We'll put the desk up, you pop that down, you've got another bunk, so 5 bunks.
A lot of versatility in this space. If you just wanted to leave it open right now, this is like a huge closet if you needed to store large items or even like bicycles. It's always nice to have a nice, tall, large space for storage if needed. It's a lot of versatility in that space there. It's just so cool, the woodwork, how Marathon Coach finishes it out, and then monitors inside the bunks there, so everybody has their own monitor if they want to watch a little entertainment there. And coming back here, talking about versatility, this is a super cool. I'm gonna just have a seat right back here. I like a bedroom that has a couch and a place to sit down. What's all going on back here?
So again, Andrew, this is one of the most unique floor plans I've seen. You've got a couch here. We've got the Murphy bed here.
Okay.
So this is one of 2 that I'm aware of. Marathon Coaches with a Murphy bed. So we've had clients use this in a whole number of different ways, from a workstation to a party bus and everything in between. So this accommodates a lot of folks, and the ability to put this up and create space back here, you now have 2 full living areas that you typically don't see in coaches.
You could definitely throw a party with this coach. And then I see all the little, like the decor pieces with the rolled up towels and coffee glasses. Is that stuff that Goss does to help kind of cater to the clients?
It is. So we talked about the coach being an incredible part of the experience, but we also want the clients to enjoy themselves like they were at a 5-star hotel. So providing amenities like that and services is something that we take very seriously and we love to do.
Yeah, definitely 5-star all the way. Now, I want to show how big this area is back here and what's all going on here.
So we've got storage below. This has functioned. I've seen clients use this almost as a secondary working area. So we had clients just a few months ago, his spouse, they had 1 workstation here and 1 workstation over there and the kids in the front. So they kind of divide and conquer and really used all of the flexibility that this bus has to offer. Bringing down the bed, it's as simple as pushing the button, unlock the mechanism and bring it all the way down and turn this living area into a bedroom.
Easy peasy. This is surprisingly a really nice bedroom with this bed down. I thought it was going to maybe get a little bit crammed, but I think it opens it up more with having access to that window. There is an emergency egress on that window, and then you can still have plenty of space if you want to sit down and tie your shoes. And again, all the cool little details like this light here. This has got a full bathroom here in the rear of the coach, which I don't think there's too many bunk bath and a half Marathon coaches, especially of this era. Definitely a very rare coach. You can tell Goss has lots of white towels. I can imagine you guys do a lot of laundry here at Goss.
Yes, we do.
A really nice sized full bathroom back here, and I really like this floor plan. I have not seen this utilization of space in a Prevost shell, and I really like it. They brought that same surface not only on the backsplash here, but check out the size of the shower. Lots of room in the shower. You've got the adjustable shower head, and I really like that backlit surface. Just gives it a really nice feel inside of the shower. Tyler, this is a great opportunity for someone. Now, this coach is currently available for rent and for sale. Now, if it does get sold, it may get pulled out of that rental pool depending on what the future owner wants to do with it. But if someone wants to rent this coach, what type of cost are they looking at?
This is a fantastic bus to rent. So you're generally looking at $25,000 per week. Now, we've got our travel concierge team, so a lot of our clients take us up on that, and we plan every aspect of their trip, from RV parks to adventures to excursions to dinners. So that price can vary, and I think each trip is a little different. There's no trip that's exactly the same, and that's what we pride ourselves on, is that white glove service and just creating a unique experience for every client and their desires, their needs.
Okay, now is there additional costs on top of that when you start to get into dry cleaning and your driver and all that? What are some of the other expenses that folks can expect to incur?
Yeah, there could be. So professional coach operator, if somebody wants to use one of our drivers, that's certainly a cost. And then some of the travel concierge service, there might be some reservation fees in there if folks use our services to book. But outside of that, we do our very best to try to give them an all-in kind of contained one price so that they understand what their picture is.
Okay, so if they do want to rent this coach or one of the other coaches in your fleet, they can reach out and kind of let you know what their plan is, and you can tailor the price to exactly what they want to do?
Absolutely, AJ. I would recommend anybody call us that has an interest. Give us your budget. We can work with you. I've got a fantastic sales team. Some of our folks have been with us 10 to 15 years. They've planned hundreds of trips. And oftentimes a trip starts as one thing and it ends as something completely different. And our folks are professionals, and they'll take you on that trip and find you exactly what you're looking for and probably give you some really cool ideas that you didn't even think of or didn't even know existed.
Definitely a lot of opportunities out there for folks that want to create memories and experiences. If someone wants to purchase this coach, and you do have some other coaches available, but what is the price on this exact coach?
So this coach is below $1 million, Andrew.
Whoa.
$995 right now. So this is a fantastic coach for less than $1 million. And we always have on our site generally about 10 coaches for sale with wide-ranging price points. So please take a look. There's always coaches for sale on there. Oftentimes they're in our rental fleet, and a lot of owners that purchase these buses want to keep them in the rental fleet for that income purpose. It's a really good selection of buses that's constantly refreshed.
And if you want to see what coaches are available for rent or for purchase, we will leave links to the rental site and the sales site for Goss in the description below.
And I think there is value in these coaches actually being used and serviced, because the worst thing you can do with one of these coaches is just let it sit.
Right.
So I really appreciate that. And at $995, you actually surprised me because I didn't know the price until now. That's got to be the least expensive 2014 bath and a half bunk model Prevost H3 on the market. So a great opportunity for someone. Now, if someone is a serious and qualified buyer or renter, who can they get a hold of?
Yeah, so best way is to go to our website, gossrv.com. Check it out. We've got a whole host of information on there, but I would suggest just give us a call. We like to have the conversation. We've got the sales team that could walk you through A to Z. Some folks know coaches really well. Others are newer to coaches. So we like to take that trip with folks and walk them through exactly what they're looking for, either on the purchase side or on the rental side. So just give us a call. Go to the website, give us a call. That's the best way.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Tyler, I really appreciate you and the team at Goss. I also greatly appreciate all of you out there subscribing to the channel and liking these videos. I hope you're all having a great day. Thanks again.
Look forward to connecting.